was 13 years old when my parents handed me over to pay off a debt, not a financial debt, a secret my sister created, and they buried it using me. And the worst part? My sister never even knew what they did, not until years later. What happened after that, I never saw coming, and neither did they. To understand what happened, you need to know how my family worked. My sister's name was the golden child. She could do no wrong, at least. That's what everyone believed. My parents weren't bad people, or at least. I didn't think so back then. They were just terrified of their reputation, of what the neighbors would say, of what the family would think. That fear, that obsession with how things looked on the outside, that's what set everything in motion. My sister had done something serious. I didn't know all of it at the time. All I knew was that the house got very quiet one night, and when I came downstairs, my parents were on the phone with someone I'd never heard of before. My sister had gotten into serious trouble with someone who had power in our community. I won't go into every detail, but it was the kind of thing that could have ended her future. Or at least, my parents believed it could, so they made a deal to keep it quiet, and the currency of that deal was me. Not money. Not property.me. My time, my presence, my labor, whatever that meant to the person they handed me to. I was sent to stay with a relative of theirs far away, for what they called a few months. They told me I was going to help out, that it was good for me, that I'd learn things. I believed them. I was 13. My sister didn't know where I went. She was told I was at a summer program. She sent me one postcard in 8 months. I won't make this a moment of self-pity because I promised myself I'd tell this story honestly, not for sympathy, but because I know someone out there needs to hear it. Those months were hard. I worked. I was isolated. I cried in the bathroom so no one would hear me. I wrote letters home that I never sent because I didn't want my parents to feel bad. Isn't that something? I was protecting them, even then. But something else happened during that time too. I got stronger, not the kind of strong they advertise on motivational posters, the kind of strong that forms in the dark, quietly, when nobody's watching. I started paying attention to everything, how people talked, how deals were made, what people really meant versus what they said. I was a 13-year-old kid becoming a student of human nature without even realizing it. When I came home, nothing was the same. Not me, not the house, not my relationship with my parents. But I played along for a while. It wasn't until I was 17 that I found out the full truth. I found letters, old ones, tucked in the back of a file cabinet I wasn't supposed to touch. The letters laid out the whole arrangement in writing. My parents had agreed to send me, their child, as part of a private deal to cover up what my sister had done. And the person they sent me to. They had agreed not to speak about it, ever. I sat on the floor of that office for a long time. I didn't cry. I just read the letters twice. Then I put them back exactly where I found them. And I started planning. I didn't blow up. I didn't run away. I waited. I finished school. I saved money. I built a plan. When I turned 18, I sat down with my sister, just the two of us, and I told her everything. Her face went through about 10 different emotions in 30 seconds. Confusion, disbelief, then. And I'll never forget this, guilt. She said, I didn't know. I swear I didn't know. And I believed her. I still do. That was the moment I realized the real damage wasn't what was done to me. It was the fracture my parents had created between two siblings who had nothing to do with each other's choices. They thought they were protecting the family. They had no idea they had already started destroying it. Let the room breathe. This is the emotional peak. My sister and I talked for 4 hours that night. We talked about things we'd never talked about. in our lives, and at the end of it, we were closer than we had ever been. My relationship with my parents is complicated. That's the honest answer. We've had hard conversations. Some things were said that can't be unsaid. Some apologies came eventually. I haven't cut them off, but I also didn't pretend it was okay. I think that's the only way I could keep my own sanity, to hold two things at once, love and accountability. What I can tell you is this. The thing they did to silence a situation ended up giving me a voice I never would have found otherwise. The years I spent watching, waiting, learning, those shaped me in ways I'm still grateful for. Not because it was right, it wasn't, but because I decided what it meant, and nobody can take that from me. If you're watching this and something in this story hit differently, maybe because you've been the one sacrificed for someone else's mistake, I want you to know, it doesn't have to be the thing that defines you. It can be the thing that refines you. Drop a comment below. Tell me what part of this story you needed to hear today. I read every single one. Subscribe if you're new. I share stories like this every week. Real ones, hard ones, and if this meant something to you, share it with someone who needs it. I'll see you in the next one.